Hi friends, a very warm welcome to our pep talk. Today we have Suchitra Pareekh, a retired school principal with over 40 years in the field of education. Along with her professional work, she pursued her passion as a senior faculty at the world's oldest yoga institute in Mumbai. Suchitra is also the world founder of Vritti Changing Technique. She conducts online programs and has personal sessions. She is a yoga consultant at the Ayush Ministry, the Quality Counsel of India for their yoga scheme. Suchitra is an author and a transformation coach. And with this short welcome, I would like to welcome Suchitra Pareekh. Hi, Suchitra.
Hi, Maria.
Warm welcome to you on our pep talk today.
Thank you so much. So nice to be seeing you.
Thank you very much for coming and sparing your valuable time for me and the audience here.
I'm privileged.
So if we are ready to start, the audience is very excited to listen to Vritti Changing Technique, what you're going to talk about and tell us more about. We are very keen. So Suchitra, Can you tell me, what inspired you to start this Vritti Changing Technique?
Actually, what happened was that I was looking for something to learn. I'm a learner.
Okay.
And I was at one time very behaving very stoic, but being very emotional, which was brought to my notice by my preceptor.
Okay.
And he also encouraged me to look for some modern techniques for emotional balance.
Oh.
So I was looking for one. It took me quite some time before I could find it. And this was my yoga guru.
Okay.
I've been into yoga for many years, as you know.
Yes.
So I found that there was one section of yoga which is for emotional balance, which I was using and very effectively, very less used. It's called Yama and Niyama.
Yeah.
But this technique, when I learned, I found the way I was working with Yama Niyama became very easy.
Okay.
So it was an emotional freedom technique that I learned, and I used it for yoga. And yoga, the main thing is vritti. Vritti is perception.
Okay. Yes.
So change in perception is brought about by this technique, and for many years I kept on using it.
Okay.
So finally, to appeal to the yoga world that this is something modern, so I call it new yoga technique. Okay. And then vritti changing technique. So yoga people, their ears are up when they hear vritti.
Yeah. Now
so that's how.
Yeah. So now when you were talking about yoga and vritti changing technique, how do you integrate vritti changing techniques with yoga? If you could explain that.
Yeah. What yoga for me is really what Maharishi Patanjali has taught.
Okay.
In the Yoga Sutras. Yoga Sutra is the book authored by Maharishi Patanjali, in which he has put in all the knowledge of yoga in just 196 sentences.
Okay.
Divided into 4 chapters. And he begins by saying what is the ultimate in yoga, what the best student in yoga can do, what a medium student in yoga can do, and what a commoner beginning with yoga can do.
Okay.
So the commoner beginning with yoga can follow the 8 steps path, the 8-fold path of yoga, which is very popular. In that, the first 2 steps are Yama and Niyama, meant for common people like all of us. And the Yama Niyama are for emotional balance. Okay. Then comes Asana Pranayam, which is for physical balance.
Okay.
Then comes Pratyahar and Dharana, which is more internal, so more physiological and mental balance. And then comes Dhyana and Samadhi, which is kind of really going into higher states. Now, To go there, you have to begin with emotional balance.
Yes.
And Vritti Changing Technique helps you to practice these yama and niyama. To understand the integration, let me tell you one thing about both these.
Okay.
Yama
Yes.
niyama are ahimsa, satya, asteya. You understand some of these terms,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Non-violence, truthfulness, non-stealing, non-greed, and things like this. Means universal values.
Yes.
Okay. And the yoga method itself says, whenever you're faced with any of these negative, move, shift your mind to the positive. Very obviously, when I initially first learned it, I said, yeah, I feel like hitting somebody. How can I think of love? You're so angry. So it didn't make sense initially to me. But then Patanjali has explained something called Pratipaksha Bhavana, how you can shift. And I was using that. Now, when I learned this technique as emotional freedom technique, in this technique also, there are 2 cycles. To do 1 round, there are 2 cycles. In the first cycle, you're supposed to acknowledge whatever you want to drop. You want to remove, replace. And in the second cycle, you choose what you want to replace it with. Now, what could be better than this?
Yes, absolutely.
Even as a lay person, you can see the connection.
Yes, very much.
That is how I integrate the 2.
Really. I mean, that's really nice. I think I would like to take a personal
Actually,
session.
You will enjoy it, believe me.
Yes. So tell me, Suchitra, what attracted you towards teaching Vritti Changing Techniques in the Pratipaksha Bhavana, as you just said?
Yeah, as I said, Pratipaksha Bhavana means Pratipaksha. Think of the opposite.
Okay.
Prati is against, Paksha, against a particular case, right? So, say the case is, as I mentioned, some of the yamas are ahimsa, non-violence. So, whenever you are faced with a situation of violence, think of the opposite.
Okay.
Whenever you're faced with a situation of untruthfulness, say like there is a situation where I am most tempted to get away from it by speaking some untruth.
Yeah.
So Pratipaksha Bhavana says, whenever you know that now you are inclined to speak untruth, think of the truthfulness.
Okay.
You see?
Got it.
So I should know the value of truthfulness. I must have an idea of what truthfulness is.
Yeah.
So I can shift over there. No, there should be a space to shift into. So this is Pratipaksha Bhavana, that you cultivate. Say for violence, you cultivate a feeling of enmity. For truthfulness, you cultivate the feeling of truthfulness. A lot of people will not understand truthfulness unless and until faced with the opposite. Say non-stealing is the third one. So non-stealing doesn't seem to mean anything to most people.
Yes.
You can understand it only against stealing. So that is Pratipaksha Bhavana.
Yeah, thank you for explaining that as well, something new for me. So is it meant only for yoga student, and what are the other possibilities for changing techniques?
As I told you that the yama niyama in yoga also are for commoners.
Okay.
Any common person who is beginning with yoga. Unfortunately, today yoga has come to be known only for asanas and pranayams and twisting, turning kind of difficult things, which is not really yoga. Yoga really is an inner transformation, an inner change, a determination to live a much more healthier, better, and a life at a different level.
Yeah.
Wherein you are not in the mundane, you're not caught in the mundane material things. You have higher values in mind. When we talk of sages and saints and all that, what is different in them? That they aim higher.
Yes.
So that is what, so anybody who is aiming higher is actually living a yoga way of life.
Great. That's nice.
So having a vision, having a higher perspective, like the work that you are doing is actually beginning of yoga.
Yes.
You're not doing just for your satisfaction. You're bringing so many people, I've seen your pep talks
Thank you.
out in the open to commoners who don't know that this is what they have in store for them. So
Yes.
make use of it.
Yes.
So what you're doing is a higher purpose. So yoga is meant for you. Or rather, what you're doing is yoga.
Yeah, I mean, it was great knowing so much more than what we normally do in our daily yoga practice.
We have made it very narrow. Actually, it's so vast.
So did you face any resistance when in what you were learning?
Let me tell you, it is for 20 years I have been trying, more than 20 years.
Really?
I have been trying yoga people to do their asana pranayam, there is no harm, but also pay enough attention to practice of yama and niyama.
Okay.
For me, what happened is, no sooner I learned yoga, I was a school teacher at that time.
Yeah.
So I started teaching in the school. I went and told my principal I want to do that. She said, but I will not take away any of your regular classes. I'm a maths and science teacher. So she couldn't give me any less classes of maths and science. So besides those, I took extra periods.
Wow.
Because I was so passionate about this.
Yes, absolutely.
So I did that. And then at the Yoga Institute, where I was learning this, they had this proposal from the government to teach yoga to teachers who will teach in school and intern.
Yeah.
Now, I found that the teachers would only give lip service to these universal values because everybody thinks that they know about non-violence, they know about, not to be greedy, they know about hygiene, they know about being contented and all that. But they do not understand that how to put it into practice.
Yeah.
When I tried to explain Pratipaksha Bhavna also, I found most people were not interested in really going about it in a systematic way. The way Patanjali has given a beautiful method of doing it. But that also was not, but of course it takes a little time and effort. What I started doing was, I said, I was so excited that, this way the results are seen a little faster. So people will be more interested. Every yoga teacher, now that time I was trying to teach school teachers who are becoming yoga teachers.
Yes.
Now what I tried was teaching the yoga teachers this Vritti Changing Technique.
Oh, okay.
So that then they can go to school and teach. Because now by this time, a lot of schools had started appointing yoga teachers as a subject teacher.
Absolutely.
So, but no, they all agreed, yes, this looks like a technique for yama niyama, but they would not really apply. I don't know, maybe I was not pushy enough, effective enough, maybe, but it did not work.
Okay.
All these years it didn't. But let me tell you something nice.
I have a question here.
Started. Okay.
Oh, great. So what did you discover in yourself during the lockdown?
Okay. Yeah, this is exactly what I was going to tell you. The good thing. Wow, we are so much in tune. During this lockdown period only it happened. That because people were free.
Yes.
They had time for online workshops and all that.
Yeah.
So I did a little demonstration. And there were some yoga people as well as non-yoga people in this. And they were very interested. Because this Vritti Changing Technique is not only for yoga, as I told you.
Yes.
It can help you to change from an angry state to a non-angry state. It can remove restlessness from you. It can improve your concentration. It can help you to sleep well. It can get you rid of your headache. So I got them to do these things. And then I also showed them that you want to live a higher value, larger values in life. Then also you can make use of this. So not just correct this stage, get onto a next stage. So I said this and there were some people who were interested. And I announced a 6 months course, which I have already completed 3 months of in this week.
Boy. Really?
It started lockdown and it is going great guns. People are so happy. And what transformations.
Can you give us one? Can you give us one example? Audience would like to know how it has affected, I mean, how useful this technique was.
Yes, it has been so much of awareness raising. Like one lady said, in 1 month itself,
Yeah.
that I don't know how does this technique work, but
Okay.
it is working. I said,
Okay.
but what do you mean by saying that?
Ah.
You don't know. I've lost 4 kg weight in the
Oh,
last month without doing
really?
anything else. What we were working on were
My
negative
God.
emotions. And side effect was
Ah.
losing 4 kg weight. I said, even on diet,
Yeah.
I lost only 2.5 kg in a month.
Yeah. That's superb.
So,
Yeah.
and she was feeling happy, healthy, and fine. So,
Yeah.
without much effort, without making any
Right.
changes of any other kind. So, weight is also in the mind, it proved it. And I've
Yes.
seen this not only with her, then I observed with myself also, and so many others. Because of the course, I am also doing it more regularly
Yeah.
in trying to teach
Practicing.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then another example, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, one more example I'll give you.
Yeah. Yeah. We'd love to hear
That
that
this
examples.
person, there was this lady who
Yes.
joined this course, and she says, I have been into self-help and personal growth all this while. I go for satsang and I try and do this and I try and be sattvic and all that.
Yeah.
But I have no control over myself when I get
Okay.
angry, irritated, or when
Oh.
people don't listen to
Okay.
me and put things away in wrong places in the house.
Yeah.
Not much of a disciplinarian and perfectionist. Within a week of this practice,
Oh.
her husband and her son are telling her, what is it are you doing? Please do it. Because
Huh.
they just found that she was not reacting so much. She was having some more
Okay.
patience. And that brought in that realization. And she is my ardent student. She's
Oh.
saying, I am never going to leave this. I said, yes, this technique is to be taught to us right in the KG class.
Yeah.
Just like we're taught to brush our teeth,
Absolutely. Yes.
I tell people, do this every day. Just like you will not miss brushing your teeth every day, don't miss doing this every day. You
Wow.
can remove today's tension today before going to sleep. It
Superb.
is, it is very useful. Daily life and for higher living.
Very nice. Yeah. I think I will be your student after this pep talk is
Please,
over.
I'll be so
I will
happy.
register.
I'll be so happy.
So I have another interesting question to ask is, can you share, a little bit about the book you have written?
About?
The book you have written.
Ah,
Author the book.
okay. Yeah. Yes, I have too many varieties of things. For me, they are not a variety because my book is on Sankhya. Now, you'll obviously ask, what is this Sankhya?
Yes.
Sankhya is the philosophy on which yoga is based.
Okay. Okay.
Really speaking, what is true yoga, what I'm talking about, the yama, niyama, and all the samadhi, etc., I spoke of,
Yeah.
that is really yoga. And this this is a technique,
Okay.
technology. Yoga is technology. It
Okay.
is called the how of Sankhya.
Okay.
And Sankhya is called why of yoga.
Okay.
So I am a Sankhya teacher now at this Yoga Institute.
Okay.
I teach that subject. And I've been teaching for many years now.
Yeah.
And it's been my wish that a lot more people study this. It's somehow a dying philosophy because not many people are taking to it.
Okay.
And in wanting to reach to common people, I tried to pick up few concepts of Sankhya, which people can easily relate with and understand Sankhya. And interestingly, I named the book as Practical Sankhya Part 1 because it is
Okay.
not too much of theory. I have
Okay.
given exercises in it to do. And they are all for increasing awareness because one
Okay.
technique that Sankhya uses is to increase awareness.
Okay.
And they are all awareness raising exercises. The tagline is taste the ultimate solution to pain.
Oh,
Yes.
very
So that's
nice.
how I wrote that book. And I'm very happy. I even conducted the course based on this book.
Okay.
And a lot of my coach colleagues, etc., joined it. And
Okay.
they have greatly benefited. They're already asking me when are you doing the level 2? Because it's
Okay.
part 1, no? So
Yeah.
I thought of it in 4 parts.
Okay.
So I'm
That's
soon going
nice.
to come out with the 2.
Okay. So, what I hear you say is that if I can just summarize a couple of things, is you have pursued your passion along with your profession. That's really amazing, and for the number of years you've done it. Because today, a lot of time, we put our passions or our dreams under the carpet because of our profession. We are so busy, so tied up. But hats off to you. You've taken it forward and you have run through it throughout your 40 years that you've been in the education field. And even now, after retiring, to see you move into this career, different, career that you have moved into. Yes, teaching, but into a career that's going to benefit us mentally, emotionally. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
think that's a superb job and contribution from your side to the society. And I think the lockdown, you have used it amazingly well.
Yeah.
What more can we ask from you? And I'm very happy, and I'm sure the audience is very happy to hear from you something new, which is called the Vritti Changing Technique. Thank you so much for sharing. And I would like to ask you to leave our audience with something that you can, we can all take from you.
My one simple thing is that be happy. And to be happy, you have to invest a little bit yourself.
Yes.
You have to change whatever is making you unhappy. Use whatever method, whether you use Vritti Changing Technique or whatever. But definitely do not sleep with tension today. Whatever you do, remove the tension out from your system. It should not be in your body. It should not be in your mind before you go to sleep.
Thank you so much.
You'll have a healthy world.
Yes. So I would like to, I will share your details with my audience and they'll be very happy to connect with you and make use of the opportunity.
Yes, yes, I will be very happy.
Thank you so much and all the very best to you.
Thank you, Maria. How very nice to have to speak to you. Bye.